Right, y'all ready, mighty companions? Are you ready to get on down?
Yeah.
Get down to some deep truth tonight?
Get down.
Yeah.
Let's get down.
Looks like we headed back to the library soon. So the whole process can start all over again.
Yes. Yes.
But with more depth and more awareness. So I'd like to ask you to just close your eyes a minute. I'm going to share something from a way of mastery that'll help us get centered in right now, because I'm going to cover a lot of material tonight.
Yay.
So I need you to just ask yourself, why am I here? What did I come for? Why am I here? What did I come for? Why did I come tonight? Why did I bother to come tonight? So take a breath. Take a breath. Relax. At any moment that you get it, in any moment that you get it, you can stop reacting as if you were a victim. At any moment that you really get it, you can stop reacting as if you were a victim. Look at the ripples that you sent out that are coming back to you. Look at the ripples. Look at the ripples of thought that are coming back to you as the day you had today. Look at the ripples that are coming back to you that you have sent out from yourself, and say, this has come into my field of experience. What I'm experiencing has come into my field of experience as an awesome mystery. This means that you are an awesomely powerful being. 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 You are an awesomely powerful, 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 powerful being. You are an awesomely powerful being. Therefore, you will look lovingly upon this ripple you call today. Look lovingly on this ripple that you call today. Yes, I know it needs to play itself out. Yes, you're right. It needs to play itself out. But as it does play itself out, you are going to be wise enough. You are going to be wise enough to see the transparency of it as it plays itself out. You be wise enough to see right through it. Be wise enough to see right through it. You gotta be wise enough to see right through it. To see the lack of effect that it really has. See the lack of effect that it really has. See the lack of effect that it really has. See the lack of effect that it really has.
us cool, things that make us whack, things that make us mad, things we wish we never had. But they're just the things that make us real, not the maps that guide where we go from here. The road twists and breaks like hair until we all get there.
Whatever you went through today, it doesn't change who you are. It doesn't change who you are. Whatever you're experiencing right now does not change who you are. No matter how you feel about yourself right now, it doesn't change who you are. Nothing that you tell yourself.
Ancient things and beginnings, excited about the day when I don't have to hear all the theories. My scalp needs some grease in the same place where the cross is burned, the same place where the loss was earned. The only way we all can learn is if we have these brains with the twist and turn. So we all got things that hang on our back, things that make us cool, things that make us whack, things that make us mad, things we wish we never had. But they're just the things that make us real, not the maps that guide where we go from here. The road twists and breaks like hair until we all get there.
Walking in the race of life, looking for my own pace. Don't always want to, but I have to. Sometimes feeling like I've bitten up much more than I can chew. But the wind goes through my hair and lifts me up with ease. Not a crease, hair full of grease, no weed embracing me. It's you I see. I am you and you are me, I see.
It's merely an experience called life. So what you're going through doesn't change who you are. It doesn't add anything to your life. It doesn't take anything away from your life. It merely is an experience. You're having an experience. That you are having an experience called life, passing through the field of your awareness. You are having an experience called life, passing through the field of your awareness. If you look lovingly upon what's passing through your awareness right now, if you look lovingly on what's passing through your awareness and your life right now, if you can look fearlessly on what is passing through your life right now, embrace it. You can embrace it. You can transmute it, and therefore already be engaged in the process of creating a whole different kind of vibrational ripple that will create your tomorrows. If you look at what you're going through right now lovingly, if you embrace this experience that you're having right now, you can transmute it. You can transmute it. And therefore, you already be engaged in the process of creating a whole different kind of vibrational ripple that will create your experience. You know how we'll know when we've heard it? When we know that we really heard it, then we will have an instant change in our behavior, in our joy, the way that we feel in the moment right now. If we really got that whatever happened today, no matter what it was that happened today, if you could recognize that it doesn't change who you are, that it doesn't change anything about who you really are as a child of God, as a child of love. If you could really get that, if you could embrace it, then you would transmute it. And if you transmuted it, you would be starting to bring a whole new experience into your life that's more like the kind that you think you like to have right now. And that what happened today was you had a field of experience inside of an awesome mystery This is an awesome mystery. And today you had some kind of experience inside of an awesome mystery, because we don't realize that the only thing we're doing is repeating the names that we've been given for everything, and then saying we understand what it is. You know, I was told this was a cup, and I was told this was an iPod, and this is a microphone, and that's a carpet. So are we really seeing what's here, or are we just seeing the descriptions we've been given since the day we were born? Think about that for a minute. You know, what are you really looking at? What is it really? And the Course in Miracles and the Way of Mastery teaches that we know our definition of it isn't correct. Because if our definition of what we were looking at was correct, it says that we would just be loving each other, and we'd be thrilled with each other, and we'd be thrilled with our life, and we'd be unbelievably, undescribably happy. So obviously the descriptions that we're being given and that we're giving ourselves suck. Or else we'd be like, oh my God, this is the best moment I could have ever had. Well, what's keeping me from feeling like it's the best moment I've ever had? It's got to be something that I'm telling myself right now. It's got to be something I'm running down in my head right now. So am I really seeing you, or am I really seeing what I'm running down in my head? Are you really seeing me, or are you just seeing what you're running down in your head? So tonight we're going to talk about the power of thought. And the power of thoughts is in the way of the heart, and it's on page 112 if you have the book. If you want to master the way of mastery, at some point I would advise you to get the book, and you never will. Because there's no way you can say you really want something, but you don't want the means to get it. So it's important that if you really want to change, if you really want your life to change, if you really want it different, then we have to do a spiritual practice. You just have to. And the power of thought is on page 112 in the book. And it says the first thing you need to do, okay, if you really want to be happy, if you really want your experience to be really jumping off, it's saying that you don't have to believe these ideas, accept them, or welcome them. Some of it's going to be hard to believe, and some of it's going to be quite startling. But the first thing, and I'm going to be going through this section, but I'm going to be doing it in a very conversational manner, which means that the very first thing that we're told, if you really want to get in touch with the power of your thought, is that never believe that your thoughts are neutral. Don't ever believe that you're having a neutral thought. And events are neutral, but your thoughts aren't. Everything that's happened today was neutral, but your thoughts about it are not neutral. Now, your thoughts actually are imbued with the power of creation. So your thoughts have powerful ability to create, but none of them are neutral, but everything that happened to you today was neutral. You may be having some excitement about today, some depression about today, but nothing happened today that wasn't neutral. What happened was what happened. And then you can have a neutral thought, so you come behind it, and then you have a judgment on what happened. And you don't realize that your thoughts are endowed with the power of creation, that your thoughts don't create neutrally, and that every thought actually reverberates a quality of vibration that spreads out from you and touches on the shores of manifest reality. So every thought goes out, and it says it then comes back to you as a manifest physical reality. I send a thought out, it comes back to me as a manifest physical reality. What's interesting is sort of like when you throw a rock in a pond and you watch the ripples go to the shore, then it hits the shore, and what does it do? It comes back to the rock. And so we're being told that's exactly what happened to us today. Today I experienced a ripple returning in the form of the physical situations and circumstances that I experienced today. And that's what happened with each and every one of you. No matter what happened to each and every one of you today, you just experienced a great big juicy ripple. Okay, now that's what you experience as positive and negative events in your life. So now everybody knows exactly what positive and negative events are now. We got that covered.
Yeah.
It's a ripple. None of my thoughts are neutral, but everything is neutral. I have thoughts, they go out, they come back to me, and then I judge them as negative or positive because I don't have a neutral thought. But really what happened today was neutral. Then it says, now it's very true, and then we're told to listen carefully to this, that at any moment as you go along in your experience, as you experience the reverberation, in other words, today I'm experiencing what I put out in the past, and it's coming back to me today. I'm experiencing the coming back of my financial ripple. I'm feeling the coming back of my relationship ripple. I'm feeling the coming back of my job and career ripple. I'm feeling my body ripple coming back. It says, in that very moment, you are not the victim of what you have created, even if it looks like it's happening to you and you caused it, you're not the victim of it. Because in each moment you remain as perfectly free as you were when you first dropped the pebble into the pond that created the ripple in the first place. What does that mean? It means you are free to choose how you're going to experience the effect that's coming back to you now. So I put out something, it's coming back. Why am I not the victim of it? I'm not the victim of it because I can decide how I want to see it. Follow me? I might have sent out a negative, what I call a negative energy. Now it's coming back to me as what I call a negative, fearful experience. But I'm not a victim of it because even as it's coming back to me, I can decide how I'm going to experience it. Follow me? Are you with me on this? Okay, so even if it's coming back and it was a day you thought wasn't too cool because you don't have a neutral thought about it, and you created it, but you're still not the victim of it because you can determine how you're going to experience the return of your ripple. And all of us got ripples returning. Okay? And so that's the thing about when you go from asleep to awake and you start to become spiritually awake when you've been asleep, because when you're asleep, you're creating a lot of crap sometimes. A lot of fear, a lot of separation, a lot of anxiety, a lot of stuff, right? And then all of a sudden, now you've been doing it in your sleep. If you could picture like being asleep and still doing something, you know, and then you wake up and then you see what you've been doing in your sleep and it's barreling down on you. And the temptation would be to deal with it the way you dealt with things when you were asleep. Which means it's barreling down on me, but I'm going to see myself as a victim of it, and I didn't have anything to do with it, and I didn't create it, and where's it coming from? Okay? But he's saying that no. The once you wake up, when your ripple comes back, you say, I have a choice about how I'm going to experience what's coming back to me right now. I have a choice about how I'm going to experience this ripple. You know, and so it says, and if you experience the ripple, if you experience what you created coming back to you with unconditional freedom and unconditional acceptance, if you let it come back and you accept it with love and forgiveness, in other words, if you let it come back and you see it as neutral, you let it come back and you see it as neutral, you let it come back but you see it as neutral, I'm getting this result from what I've given out in my thought, it is neutral and innocent. It's neutral and innocent. He says, then you literally diffuse the effects of the ripple upon the pool of your consciousness. What does that mean? It means that if you can look at it when it comes back with unconditional freedom, unconditional acceptance, okay, I put it out there, it's coming back, it's neutral, it's innocent, I put it out there, it's coming back, then the Whale Master says it will actually diffuse the whole experience that you're going through. It will end it. It will dissolve it. And it says that in that moment you become instantly free to begin creating in a new way the ripples that you will experience in the future. I sent out something that I don't really appreciate coming back to me right now. I'm going to be the one who decides how I see this. I'm going to accept it as something that I created and it's neutral and it has nothing to do with who I really am. It's what I created. He says in that moment you diffused it, and so it frees you up to instantly create a new ripple that will give you a new effect. So you stop the one that was coming from your old effect, and now you're free to create a new effect. So we just heard how to straighten out anything we're unhappy about, anything that's troubling us on any level. We just heard in those 2 paragraphs exactly how to handle it. Woo! Any questions about that?
That is so deep.
See, that's why you're never a victim of anyone's creation except your own creation. You are never a victim anyway. But if you want to look at it as you are a victim, he says, well, you're only a victim of your own creation. Most people feel depressed about that instead of going, okay, how do I deal with the ripple that I've created, the experience that I've created coming back to me? Well, the first thing I do when it comes back to me is to recognize that I'm not a victim of it because I can decide how I'm going to deal with it. I can decide how I'm going to deal with the consequences of my own actions. That's basically what it's saying. If I embrace it and see it as neutral, just something that I created, and no longer judge it as bad or good, but just know it's something that I've created and I accept that I've created, he says, well, that ends it. That diffuses that energy right then and there. Then I'm in a position to start creating a new energy. What would I like to put out there now? Yes.
So it's fascinating because as you were reading, and if you experience it with unconditional freedom, with unconditional acceptance and love, I noticed that the mind immediately went to something I needed to do. And like, I know the Way of Mastery and the Course talks about it, that I need do nothing. And these are states of being. So that's where I just need to be like, decide for God, for me, Holy Spirit, and just like allow these things, be open to them, right?
And you could actually do exactly what we're being instructed to do. You could go, this is a ripple that's coming back to me that's totally neutral, that I'm the one that's determining how I'm going to feel about it, and I'm going to accept that I created it. Now I can create something new because I just diffused it. See, what you could do is exactly what we just were told.
Yeah.
In addition to what you were saying. Because what happened was, you went to a correct answer, no doubt about it. But what you didn't do is go to what you were just told.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, and that's the trick with the whole spiritual study stuff that we do. It'll tell us exactly what to think, exactly what to say to get out of any situation we're in, and we'll sit back and act like we didn't get the answer, and we'll start trying to make one up, as if we weren't just told something very simple, which was, first of all, you are not being changed by your most negative thought. Your most horrific thought has not changed one thing about you as a child of God. You're still loved. You're still lovable. That's who you are. You're a spirit. Okay? Then he says the next thing to realize is that whatever is happening to you right now is really a mystery. And it's neutral. But you're getting ready to define it. And so how you define it is going to determine your experience of it. And then it's saying, okay, well, how do I deal with it? Embrace it by seeing that it's just your creation, and it's neutral, and it's innocent. And he says that once you do that, then you've taken all of your energy out of it, because now it's not no big thing for you to have to deal with for the rest of your life, because you cuss your boss out. Then you don't have to deal with that for the rest of your life. You go, okay, that's a ripple I sent out to cuss out the boss ripple.
Yeah.
And then it's coming back to me. Now I'm being cussed out by somebody. You got that? Now somebody's doing to me what I did to them, and I'm not a victim of it because I put the anger thought out there, and so I can decide how I want to experience that anger thought. So I could see it as a call for love, I could see it as neutral, I could see it as an opportunity for me to diffuse a situation in my life by embracing it instead of beating myself up about it. And as soon as I do that, he says, then at that point, you can start shooting out some new ripples to give you a whole new result because you've now gotten rid of the old. But the ego wants us to analyze the ripple when it comes back. Judge it, whether it's good or bad, whether we're good or bad, how it's going to affect us for the rest of our life. And he's saying, oh no, you just go, I created it, I diffuse it, now I'm going to send something new. I sent that, maybe it wasn't the best choice, now I'm going to send something else. So what's the afterward message? Don't do that again. Don't send those kind of energies out. That's it. That's it. But it says the guilt in us, the ego in us, cannot let us off the hook that easy. The part of me that doesn't love me wants to think something else is required. Million years of therapy, trying to make sure that it's like apologizing to 1,000 people, whatever you think you've done. It's saying, no, just diffuse it. Claim it, own it, and then realize that it's neutral, and now I'm going to spend my energy focusing on what I do want. Okay? Yeah.
Thank you for saying that, Earl, because like the ego in me wants to like strive and effort my way to this, and that's what you're saying, that like part of that analysis, and it's so simple.
That's but he says simplicity is very difficult for twisted minds.
Yeah.
It says that the simpler you make it and the more twisted the mind is in complex. the less it can understand simple instructions. So simplicity is very difficult for complicated human beings because we pride ourselves in how complex we are. And this is too simple. You see what I mean? It's just too simple. A sixth grader could do what I just said. And I'm an adult, so you can't put it to me on a sixth grade level. So tell me about the 100 million dimensions I've got to go through and how many lives I got to come back. Tell me the 900 different ways I got to breathe. Tell me all the things I got. You know what I'm saying? It's like, make it complex. If you don't make it complex, I'm not going to get into it. So the course is as complex as you need it to be, or it's as simple as you need it to be. If you need to be complex, you can go, oh, this master is really complex. Or if you want it to be simple, you go, oh, everything is neutral, it's just a mystery. I'm the one that's defining what it is, so I just need to decide right now what it is I'd like to experience to put that thought out there. So what kind of friendships do I need? What kind of relationships do I need? I need relationships that remind me of that.
Yeah.
Right? And so, anybody else before I go to the next part? Yes.
Can we influence the nature of the ripple coming back to us by positive thought?
Well, that's what he's saying. The once you realize it is, you embrace it, and you're relating to an unconditional love, that is you dealing with the process.
But if I'm mindful enough not to cuss out my boss, but figure out a different way to communicate, that is going to come back to me
right.
in a more positive experience.
Exactly. That was you. That's what I'm saying. That was you creating in a new way the ripples that you will experience in the future. Absolutely. 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 What I found out is that if I don't really believe I deserve to be happy, and listen carefully, if you believe, some part of you believe that you don't deserve to be happy, then you're not going to do anything that would make you happy. And that explains a lot. And I'll say it again. You're the most powerful being in the world, Blue. You stopped everything. And everybody stopped like they'd never seen a human being ever in their whole life. No, that's okay. No, it's funny. It's funny. Because that's very common in the class. Because the ego doesn't want to hear what's being said. You have to understand, there's a part of you that does not want to hear what is being said. And anything that can take your attention away from it, you're going to go for it. Okay? That's just what this is telling us. There is a part of us that absolutely is against our happiness.
Oh, yeah.
And it is very inventive and ingenious in the ways that it keeps us from focusing in on it. It's just like what we were just saying with Chris a minute ago. There was not, everything that he said was true. So I had no disagreement with what he said. What I wanted to make him aware of, and he got it, was we rarely go back to actually saying to ourselves what we were just told. Right? Am I wrong? No.
That's right.
No, okay, it's like, and so what you would do if you really were ready for a change is you would go, how can I remember that I was just told that all events are neutral and I don't have any neutral thoughts, and whatever is going on in my life doesn't change anything about who I really am, and what I experienced today was my own ripples of thought coming back to me, and if it was not something that I really would like to experience coming back to me, I must not see myself as a victim of it, but I must see myself as being the person who can determine how I'm going to deal with this effect that's coming back to me right now. And I'm going to choose to deal with it by embracing it with unconditional love, seeing it as neutral and innocent, which will diffuse it, and then I can go for the thought I want, which is, I deserve nothing but peace, love, and abundance, putting that out there. So if you notice, what I just did was said back to you exactly what I just read to you. And that's all our spiritual teachings are asking us to do at first, is just to get to the point that we'll focus in, be able to remember what we're being told, and then say it back to ourselves and do it, and then get the result. But the ego will go, well, what does that mean? Right? It'll go, it said, let's sit down, let's analyze what you just said. But the trick is, can I allow myself to remember the truth? You see, our understanding is not a powerful contribution to the truth.
Really?
Yeah, the truth of something doesn't have anything to do with whether or not you understand it. It really doesn't. But we're taught to believe that our understanding somehow makes something what it is. You know, if I understand you, now you have meaning. As if my not understanding you would take meaning away from you. My understanding has nothing to do with your value, and our understanding has nothing to do with how well the truth works. All it takes is to remember it. So that's why I say stuff over and over and over and over. Because every ripple that we're experiencing right now is just the results of things that we've told ourselves and been taught over and over and over. That's what you're experiencing every day, what you were taught, right? And so the truth is just telling us, well, regardless of what you were taught in the past, this is a new moment. You could be aware enough to give yourself some new thoughts now so that you can have some new experience now, Earl. We don't have to go back to what happened to you when you was a kid. We don't have to hear nothing about what happened to you 3 years ago. We don't have to hear about what your mother did, your father did, what kind of situations and circumstances you went under when you were a child. That only had the purpose of getting you to the point where you are today. Now you're here, where you're sitting up here and you realize you're creating your reality. So let's get with the thoughts that'll create the kind of reality you want. And let's get together and create it. But the ego, the part that wants to suffer, no, I still got to talk about what somebody did with me, did to me, and how it done to me, and how they treat me wrong. That's the ripple that's going to come back with more people treating you wrong in your perception. Because you said you keeping it going. You keeping it going. So, anybody else before I go to the next paragraph? Now don't forget now, you don't have to believe it. You don't have to believe anything that I'm saying. You don't have to accept it or welcome it at all. Because if we think we have to believe it, it'll be hard to hear it. You don't have to. I'm not trying to get you to believe anything. You don't have to. I ain't converting nobody. Not trying to. Okay? You don't have to believe anything I'm saying. So we can hear it. And that helps to hear it. Yeah, okay. Say, it's not that life is so complex that you have created all these momentums and now you're stuck with it. In any moment that you get it, any moment that you get it, you can stop reacting as if you were a victim and look merely at the ripples that are coming back to you that you have sent out, and you can see the stuff that's coming back at you, and you can say, this is coming to my field of experience as an awesome mystery. What happened to me today with my boss has come into my experience as an awesome mystery. What's going on with me right now with my mate is an awesome mystery.
Yeah.
This means this means that I am an awesomely powerful being.
Yeah.
I am awesome. All right. This day just came at me, and part of this day was hell, and I'm awesome. Mm-hmm. Then it says, therefore, I look lovingly upon the ripple that I have created. Yeah, I know it needs to play itself out. I've created it. It's coming back at me. It needs to play itself out. And as it plays itself out, I'm going to be wise enough to see the transparency of it. Okay, so how do you see the transparency of it as it's acted out? Well, it tells us. You have to see the lack of effect that it really has. In other words, it's coming back, but it ain't changing a darn thing about you. You're still the creator, you're still powerful, you're still loved, you're still lovable, you're still spirit, you're still innocent. So seeing through something simply means I don't care what I'm going through, I'm not going to hate myself. I don't care what's happening, I'm not going to hate myself. That's another way of saying I'm only going to love me. Okay, that's when you say I'm only going to love me. You're saying that under no conditions am I going to hate myself. And so if you do that, you're looking through whatever you're going through and you're not letting it control you. So I don't care what anybody in this room thinks about me. it won't change nothing about me. But I'm experiencing my ripples. And I'm not going to blame you for my ripples.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming you for my experience. Why did I do that? So I could diffuse it. Now it has no power. Now I can focus on the love I really want to have. So much for karma. Karma. Wow. It doesn't change who I am. It doesn't add anything to my life. It doesn't take anything away from my life. It merely is an experience called life passing through the field of my awareness. What happened today? I just had an experience called life that was passing through my awareness. That's what happened today. I was just having an experience called life passing through my field of awareness today. That's what happened to me all day. What about you all? That's what happened to me today. I just had an experience called life passing through the field of my awareness. That's what happened to me. It took the form of certain encounters with certain people in certain circumstances. So if I look upon it, if I embrace it, I can transmute it. I am transmuting it when I embrace it because I'm already engaged in the process of creating a whole different kind of vibrational ripple that will create my tomorrows. That's what I'm in this class for. Why? To create a whole different kind of vibrational ripple that will create my tomorrows. That's why I'm here tonight, because I want some new ripples. And I want to join with you on creating a whole different kind of new ripple that will create our tomorrows. Because when we join, it has 1,000% more power than when we're doing it on our own by ourselves. So we're blessing each other in ways we can't even imagine tonight. That's what's really happening. So that means, say Chris, in your book, do you see where right at the end of that sentence it says a different kind of vibrational ripple that will create my tomorrows? Do you see that?
Yeah.
Now right after that, the next two words say that means. Okay. Now everybody heard the book said that means. Now that means we don't have to figure it out.
Right.
Because it's getting ready to tell us what it means. Just want to pass that on.
That means.
Yeah, whenever I look in the book and it says that means, that's telling me I don't need to analyze it and figure it out. It's finna tell me. It's getting ready to tell me what it means. But you know what my ego does? It'll hear something like creating a whole different kind of vibrational ripple that will create my tomorrows. Now, what does that mean? And then it says, okay, I'll tell you what it means. It means that while the power of your thoughts is not neutral, the events called the effects of those thoughts can be either neutral or not neutral depending on how you use the very primary power of awareness. In other words, we are seeking to share with you how infinitely free you are. All that we're being told is you are free.
Yeah.
You are free. You are free. That means that you are free. It means that none of your thoughts are neutral. Everything you experience are your thoughts. And since you are free to think anything you want to think, it means you can have experiences of love and unlimitedness beyond your wildest imagination. In other words, you are no more limited than your thoughts. You're free. And so you can either use your thoughts to imprison you, or you can use your thoughts to free you. You can use your relationships to imprison you, or you can use your relationships to free you. You can use your job to imprison you, or you can use your job to free you. You can use your financial situation to imprison you, or you can use your financial situation to free you. It's all neutral. Money is neutral. Wow. Wow. So, there are many in your world that teach the illusory doctrine of what's called karma. That means that what you send out now, you must experience sooner or later. And how you experience it is directly related to the quality of the ripple you send out. That's not true. That would make you a victim. If you just had to experience what you put out there, then you would be a victim. He says, if you're made in the image of God, if you're made in the image of a creator, if you're made in the image of a creator, and I assure you that you are, don't let that body fool you. That body is nothing but the communication device that you're using right now to communicate with me and me to communicate with you, because we've forgotten that we're unlimited spiritual beings. So now we need our bodies to reach each other. But you are really made in the image of God. You an unlimited being. And so it's saying that means you're not the victim of the world you see. You can't in reality be victimized by anyone. You can't be victimized by anyone or anything at any time. You can't be victimized by anyone or anything at any time. You can't be victimized by anyone or anything at any time, because your reality is that you were made in the image of God. And if you could truly be victimized, it would mean that God creates unlike herself.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Well, does a salmon come from an oak tree? Does a nebula come out of the womb of a woman? Does a raspberry grow on a grocery store shelf by itself? In other words, like begets like. If you are a child of God and your creator is a creator, then you are a creator too. That's all it's saying. If you were a creation of an infinite creator, then you can create too, Earl. You have the power to create too. So that's why we're not a victim, and that's why we're free, because we can create any experience we want to have. So you're not trapped in any situation you're in, and I'm not trapped in any situation I'm in, because through the power of my thought, I could send out a new ripple that would give me a new experience. Bingo. So that means no matter where you are, no matter what you're going through, it could change for the better. No matter what it is, it could change for the better. No matter what it is. Then somebody go, well, why don't I change it then? Well, you hate your butt. That's why you don't change it. You don't think you're worth it. Yes, I do. I love myself. Look at your ripples. What you are experiencing is telling you how you feel about yourself, not what you are telling yourself you feel about yourself. Because you'll tell yourself anything. Your experience is showing you how you feel about yourself. Do you see smiling, loving faces during the day that's supportive of you and acknowledging you and telling you that you're significant and that appreciates you? Then you obviously love yourself. If all day long you're just getting judgment, criticism, and condemnation, you're still just as loving as the person that's getting the compliments, but you don't think so. You're getting your thoughts back. You're getting your ripples back. And then you say, well, I don't think that way about myself anymore. I used to. Well, that means you're dealing with a situation where a ripple is going to come back that you tell yourself is neutral, and you're going to diffuse it by embracing it and saying that was just something you created when you used to think that way. Poof, that's done now. No karma. Now you can focus on the abundance and the happiness and the joy you do want right now. And not spend another minute on the stuff you did in the past and what somebody else did to you in the past. Wow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And then it says that, therefore, why would you ever believe that God, who is but love and unlimited creativity and power, would ever beget something that's small and little and powerless? It doesn't happen. You aren't small, you aren't little, and you aren't powerless. You aren't small, you aren't little, and you aren't powerless. You are not powerless. You are not powerless. It doesn't happen. God can't be victimized. Therefore, you are a creation of God, so you can't be victimized either. What's happening in Syria? Ripples. What's happening in the toughest neighborhood in town right now? Ripples. What's happening in your life? Ripples. What's happening in your cousin's life? Your cousin's ripples. What do I mean by ripples? The thoughts that they've sent out coming back to them. Now, we're not taught that that's what's happening, so people don't try to really get conscious of what they think, because they don't think that thoughts are creating their reality, so they just think any kind of thought, right? See what I'm saying? If I don't believe my thoughts are creative, then I don't discipline my thoughts. Because I don't think they're going to have anything to do with anything anyway, so I just think negative things about myself, negative about everybody else, have a lot of suspicion, have a lot of judgment, have a lot of condemnation, and I go, well, that's okay. My thoughts aren't powerful. They don't have no effect. That's just the way I feel about it. And we don't realize ripple, 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 and then when it comes back as the loudest day you ever had in your life, your ego says, say it was the other person's fault, the reason that you're going through it, and not that your own thoughts created it for you. And that's called society. I just described society. And the world approves of that, by the way. If you walk out in the world and you talk about how much you're a victim of what everybody's done to you, in the world, they're going to pat you on the back and say, honey child, you are absolutely right, which perpetuates the ripple and sends it back out again. Because you go, oh yeah, that's true about me. And yeah, baby, that's true about you. Ripple, 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 ripple. Coming back again is another situation that you seem like you're a victim in. So if I say to you, I'm not a victim of my father, nothing that my father ever did to me was not for my own best interest, no matter what he did, something about that was a lesson I needed to learn, and I take responsibility for how I feel about it right now today, the world would say, don't you let him off the hook. People who like to suffer always condemn. So you can always tell, if you want to hook up with somebody that's going to be high maintenance, all you have to do is listen to the person and see how much they talk from a victim consciousness, and you'll know exactly what you'll be dealing with if you got in a relationship with them, which means you'll be suffering with them. I hope whatever they offer is worth it. I hope whatever it is about them that's so attractive that'll make you want them, even though they're constantly sending out ripples of fear and conflict, that at some level you're getting a good payoff for it. Or else don't do it. Oh, I needed to hear this. I needed to hear this. I needed to hear this. Okay, anybody got any questions or comments about anything that's been said? Because you certainly don't have to agree with me.
I just want to say very empowering, Earl. Yes. Very empowering.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. Tell me, let me ask you all something. When you all do something, do you tend to do a better job and put more energy into it when you really feel like you're guided and appreciated? Yeah, I'm the same way. And you're the same way. And we need to remember that. It's like when Tanika got up to do her poem Sunday, and I said, let's give her the energy that we like to have, but we were standing up in front of the class because we know how nerve-wracking it is. But sometimes, I don't know about you, but I'll forget that.
Yeah.
And I'll see my brother or sister going up and I won't cheer them. And I won't show them my excitement. Yet I know I'd be terrified and want every kind of stroke I could possibly get. But I will refuse to give it to my brother and sister. It's weird. And therefore deny it to myself. Then when I stand up to talk and nobody responds, I'm devastated. And I don't realize it was just your ripple coming back. That's all. And you innocent, and it's innocent. It was just your ripple. You got back what you gave.
Yeah.
But when I wasn't conscious, I was always giving stuff that I didn't want to receive. You follow that? I was going off on people, but I didn't want people to go off on me.
Right.
I was being suspicious, but I didn't want anybody to be suspicious of me. I was selfish as hell, but I wanted everybody else to be generous with me. I realized that I was actually never giving what I said I wanted to receive, but was mad because it wasn't coming, but I didn't know it was because I wasn't giving it, right? So then when one person gives it to me, then I freak out on them, because that's so far out of proportion from what I'm experiencing from anybody else. And I feel so good about the attention that you're giving me, and it's giving me so much value that I, at that point, become terrified of ever losing the attention that you're giving me. And then I become a horrible person for you to be around because I become controlling. Follow what I'm saying? Again, my ripple. So do I beat myself up because I was that way in the past? No. I go, hey, that was neutral. That was the way I defined it. Let me take a breath. Let me embrace it. That was coming from the level of consciousness I was on then. And I'm going to transmute it by embracing it and allowing that was just the way it was. Now I'm going to do something else right now. And it could be over with and done with just that easy. Yes.
I just want to say, after sitting in here for the last few months, it's like I'm really starting to experience exactly what you're saying.
Like you getting some good ripples coming back consciously.
Yeah, consciously being aware of when the negative ripples from past thoughts come back, grabbing them and changing them and sending them back out, and then feeling almost immediately the effects.
Hallelujah.
You know, so yeah, it's like, you know, just, it is very empowering and inspiring, because just really starting to experience it.
It just excites me so. It excites me so much. If nothing else, even if it sounds crazy, it beats what most people are talking. You know, at least you're not hearing the same old stuff that you always hear, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody else want to share anything? Yeah.
Hi, I'm new. It's my first time here. I'm
Oh,
Joanna.
what's your name, Joanna? Oh, you're a webmaster virgin. Oh. Well, we're gonna be gentle with you today.
It's funny because I live this, and what I took in from what you taught us was you need to take accountability for your ripples. And in that, because God is love, we should plant the seeds of love. Therefore, the ripples come back to us. And I like how now I know how to diffuse and end or dissolve the negative ripples that come. So thank you. I live this daily, and I am a single mom with 2 kids, and teach my children that we are here on earth to plant the seed of love and light. And I'm just so grateful that my friend brought me, and thank you so much, Earl. I
Wow,
appreciate it.
thank you. I'm so grateful that you came. Lord have mercy. That's the way I feel about it too, Donna. That's exactly the way I feel about it. It's like I am so, like today, I've already, you know, I make sure during the day, I don't care how busy my day is, and I believe me, it can get busy. I take the time to focus in on the truth, because I know that if you drive a car and never put gas in it, it's going to run out.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I drive the car without putting the gas in it,
Yeah.
which means, you know, we start to get the benefits of what we're working on, then we stop doing the thing that gave us the benefit to begin with. We stop studying, we stop reading, we stop, and we just get off into the effect that's starting to come, and then you run out of gas because you're not putting no gas in that car. That's why I make sure every day I fill it up. I fill it up, because I noticed that if I'll just remember to tell myself this, the situations somehow get straightened out and healed. And that's a subjective experience, so it's hard to convince other people of that, because they don't do it, so they don't get the result, so they don't believe you when you say you're getting the result, because they're not getting the result, because that's not their ripple. You follow what I'm saying? And so when you hear the simple answers that work, that's why it's hard to do it, because your experience doesn't validate it yet. And so that's why the person will just sit there and not do anything, because they don't realize they're just experiencing the web of their own thought. And so you are so powerful that you can remember who you are in one moment and change the world in the next moment. That's how powerful we are. So, okay, well, I'll go on then if you have nothing else to say, because he gets deeper and deeper.
Just one quick thing, Earl. I just like, and this may change, but like right now, I'm even feeling gratitude for like the quote unquote negative ripples that come back, because I'm like, wow, those are my creations. I created this. How beautiful that I could create something like this.
And that's exactly right. That's what he means when he says, embrace it. That's what it means, unconditionally love. Oh, my little messed up ripple, come on over here, baby. Come on, give me your little ripple love. Come on over here. You just screwed up ripple, you know. And then you go, okay, poof, that's done. Now I'm going to put the ripple from heaven out here for myself. Because it's coming, but the challenge is, it always comes back greater than you gave it. That's the thing that's so cool about it. The Course in Miracles says that it comes back to you like in comparison to a candle flame to the sun. Now that's a big increase. So everything that you're putting out is coming back greater than you can ever imagine it coming back. And all this studying is to allow us to expand our capacity to receive it when it comes without sabotaging it. That's why we're in 3-dimensional time. 3-dimensional time, see, when you're in 4th-dimensional time, which is what happens when you leave this body and you go to the next plane, what happens is when you think something, it instantly manifests. So there's no lag. So if you think I'd like to be in New York, poof, you're there. Your thoughts manifest instantly. In 3rd-dimensional reality, there's a lag between when you think of something and when you have it happen, which is great, because it gives you an opportunity to prepare yourself to receive it or not receive it, or change your mind about it. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. We should be glad that our thoughts don't seem to instantly manifest. That we actually have time to think about what it is that we want. But that's not the only level of creation. We're just being trained. We're being trained to have it easier. Isn't it kind of funny that you have to be trained to have it easier? You know. So he says all events remain neutral, and all that the environmentalist and the logger are doing is using the same power of consciousness to momentarily create the belief that they are this or that. They place a value on their own choosing upon an event of energy that they call a tree, and by what value the environmentalist and the logger place upon the tree, they call the quality of experience that they will have into the field of their awareness. That's all that's happening. The only thing that's happening is the logger is seeing his consciousness reflected back, and the environmentalist is seeing his consciousness reflected back. That's all that's happening in environmental issues. Do you know that the earth has been completely wiped out, they know for sure 6 times?
Wow.
I was looking at the show Cosmos. That literally everything been wiped out at least 6 times. So the earth will be okay. We don't have to worry about the earth. It's going to be okay. If we put radioactivity everywhere, put the biggest nuclear bomb that's ever been blasted, a few million years from now, the earth will have radioactive animals and radioactive people. It will adapt, and it will create a life form that corresponds with that. Now, so that's really neutral, but it doesn't mean that we have to condone it. It doesn't mean that we should not do what's necessary, that we think is necessary to make sure our environment sustains us. Don't mistake what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, in the grand scheme of things, it's no big deal. In our little minute, little short, little ripple of a second of an existence, it seems like it means a lot. So we can get big enough that we allow all things to be, and then we decide what ripple we want to put into it. He says that's how you keep from being stressed out. We getting the answers. Now, you get your hand up.
Well, I was just kind of connecting something like the thing of the environmentalists experiencing their ripple. Like, it almost seems like it would be impossible for us to destroy the world because, like, everybody has made that a ripple. You know what I mean? So, like, or like the existence of Earth as a ripple. So, like, everybody working as one for that ripple, like, it would be almost impossible to get rid of it.
And that's exactly why. Well, it's actually impossible to get rid of anything. The only thing that happens is it changes appearance. So when we say we're going to destroy the world, we just talking about, oh, we may create another appearance, but it's still the same thing that can ever be destroyed. And if one of us change our mind, what's really weird is that it says that if you change your mind, the whole world will change. And so how do you know that's not true until you really change your mind? And I was thinking about it. It says any one of us could do it. Any one of us could decide to be the one that actually lives this. And it says, and it will affect everyone else because it's just one mind.
Yes.
It's just one of us here looking like it's a lot of us for the fun of it. And it should be fun, but then we made up stupid beliefs like, you know, guilt and sin and you're horrible and you're not enough and all that. And that keeps you from enjoying your physical reality because you got all these rules about what's right and wrong about it. Rather than whether we're going to give each other love or give each other fear. You know, the more love is present, the less rules you need, because if you love each other, you're going to look out for each other. You're not going to want to hurt each other. You're going to want each other's happiness. You just need a lot of rules in a relationship that's not based on love. So the further you are from love, the more rules you got. You know, I see you as myself, and I want you to be healthy, and I want you to be happy. I'm not gonna hit you in the head and rob you. So I don't need a law against it because I love you. But when you're dealing with fear-based people, you have to have 1,000 laws because they don't do anything but hurt themselves. So it's almost like you have to protect them from themselves. you know. But love is all we need. But it's not what we've learned, that we got to learn how to let the real deal come through. Yes.
So I just wanted to tell everybody, 1 is the beginning of 1 million. And so we, 1, take it in and show love, we can reach that million. And what a great world we'll live in with that love, right?
Yeah, and you'll see it because you're sending out the kind of ripples that you're sending out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You see it every day. No, you see it right. Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's being in the world but not of the world. It's like your world is a reflection of the love that you're talking about because it's what you're giving out. And that's what's hard to get across to people is that they're living in the world of their own making, their own perception. And all you have to do is change your perception and your world will change. Period. And then all these books are telling us how to do it the easiest way possible. That's why I get excited about it because that's what I'm experiencing in my life. And then I have to deal with the fact that there's a part of me that doesn't think I deserve it. So when it gets to be to a certain amount of good, then I'll try to hurt myself or sabotage myself in some way when it's more than what I think I deserve. So I'm always working on increasing my upper limit, removing my upper limit. So that as God's goodness comes into my life, I won't freak out and do something stupid like I've done in the past. I'll accept it as being what I deserve to have because I want to be used as an instrument. I want to be a conduit. I've given up what Earl wants because Earl don't know what he wants. He just knows to repeat what the world told him he should want.
Yes.
So all I'm doing is studying this stuff so I can get out of the way so whatever created this can use my body to get its program across. Because there's no way that if I'm using my body for that purpose that I won't have an incredible experience of love and joy in my life. There's no way. Because I've done enough of me coming up with what I think is going to make me happy and then me going out searching for it. Then I come up with the next person or thing I think is going to make me, then I go out and I search for it. Then I think of the next fantasy that I think is going to make, then I go, you really do get to a point that you see you're the one that's dangling the carrot in front of your own face all the time. And you actually could just be given what you need and what you would love. It could be a gift. So a higher consciousness is a gifting consciousness. It's a consciousness where you get to the point you could allow things to be freely given to you, not earned, not paid and earning, but receiving. Takes a whole different attitude. And in the meantime, whatever it is that you think you want, go for it. So then you don't have to fight. That way you don't have to fight your desire for material things. It's a lot easier to go to the next level if you think a need's been met than to walk around denying yourself. If you really think a Lexus is going to do it, I pray that you get a Lexus tomorrow so you'll see that it doesn't. So you can go to what will really do it. That's not saying you want to enjoy the Lexus, but nothing outside of yourself really is what's going to make you happy. Happiness comes from within. So, but you think it's a Lexus. So I'm going, get the friggin' Lexus. The universe is saying, hey, here you go. Here's a Lexus. The universe is on our side. It's not against us at all. Period. You don't even know that. And we're in the world to say stuff like this to each other. Y'all, that's why we're here. And Spirit to use you on the dance floor at the hottest nightclub in town. Totally make you aware when you twerking your butt off, and you're completely relating love to people. Twerk Ripple, that would be my stage name. That might be my divine function. Possibility. That's what I'm supposed to be. If that sounds like a great secret agent or something, who are you? I'm Twerk Ripple.
You have to say it like ripple, twerk, ripple.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Ripple, twerk, ripple. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Because we have to laugh. We have to have some joy. Bring some joy in this experience, y'all.
Oh yeah.
All right, before I go to the next paragraph, we're doing good. How you doing? Let me check in with you. We've gotten pretty deep and we've gone pretty far tonight. Everybody's okay? Are you okay? Everybody with me?
Good, baby, good.
Okay.
I'm twerking, Earl.
You twerking?
Yeah.
Can I get that on film?
twerking in your seat.
Well, twerking to me is just looks like a human form of Jello.
Ah.
I don't know what y'all know about twerking. You know, y'all know what twerking is. Some of y'all know what twerking. Who don't know what twerking is?
Yeah.
Anybody don't know what twerking is? Okay.
Show us.
Yeah. My twerking is too dangerous.
Oh, okay.
I don't twerk in public. It's too intense. I'm working on the super twerk, so I got to. It's so funny that people would that's a perfect example of what I'm saying. It's a totally neutral thing that people have so many different judgments about. It's just a body shaking. And yet people put a moral thing on it and a sexual thing on it, and it's a bad, that's what we don't realize. It's all just what it is. And then we define it, and then we deal with the definition that we've given it, and it determines how we feel. And then we wonder why we feel bad. It's because of the definitions you're giving to everything that's happening to you. And you're the one that's free, and you're the one that's awesome, and you're the one that's the absolute creator of your experience. So you are experiencing the result of your own freedom, and you're using it for your imprisonment. Very deep. The Course in Miracles says we are using maximum power at all times, that we're on maximum. And so whatever you're creating right now, you're creating with every ounce of the power that's in you. No matter what it is, you're in maximum power. So you can use maximum power to give you a life that seems small, or you can use your maximum power to see and experience the grandeur that you are. But you're innocent and it's neutral, so you don't have to beat yourself up either way. It's just an experience that you're giving yourself right now. Right now, I'm giving myself the experience of being Earl Purdy black dude. Okay, it's been interesting. It's been really interesting. When I go back home and I drop my body, I'm gonna do some interesting research about being Earl Purdy black dude. That's how you. Hey! What kind of ripple you sending out over?
Just a love.
I know. It's all you got. That's all you got. It's all I got for you too. How much more would we enjoy this if we really looked at it as an experiment? In love, experiment. Like we're God children who are playing now. And so we made this all up just as much when you're a little child and you have your toys that you're playing with. This is just big kid stuff. Because it's really not that much different. When I was a kid, I had a car I had to play with. Now the cars are just bigger. But I still want to play with cars. So the more you wake up to your innocence, the more we'll seem like we're children. Because that's exactly what we are. Playing grown up. Grown up God. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is exciting. Wow. It is. So the energy that makes up the tree is eternal forever. Got that? You can't destroy a tree. Because the energy that makes up a tree is the same energy that makes up everything, and you can't destroy the tree energy. You can't destroy energy. So it says it may change form, but life remains. Therefore, do not lament the passing away of a species, but trust the grand intelligence that gave rise to the species in the first place. For it is still busy creating even greater universes. That's why loss doesn't exist. It's because that which created us is always creating, and what we are made out of is energy that can never be destroyed, but it can change appearances. This is not my first appearance. This is not your first appearance. This is not the first form you've ever taken. I've been a man, I've been a woman, I've been different races, I've been, I've seen myself as, in all kinds of different lives and roles that I've had. If you want to see them sometime, go in the dark room, take a candle, put it under your face and just look in the mirror for a while. And just let your eyes blink and watch your face start to change and shift. We've had many images. We are more than our bodies. We're spiritual beings. We are spiritual beings. We're more than what we've been taught. That's why young people today are so disillusioned sometimes with me, because they know they're not being given the straight up truth about what's really happening. And so it's hard to get them motivated, because they can't get motivated about something that looks like it's not even real. It's not even making the people happy who are trying to get them to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get you to follow me and I'm miserable. I'm trying to get you to do what I say, and there's nothing about me that's together. You follow what I'm saying? It's time to be honest with each other.
Yeah.
Okay? So I love this next question. He says, now, how does all of this relate to your daily experience? Great question. You've said some cool stuff, Purdy, but how does all this relate to my daily experience? Well, as we move into the lessons that follow, it's going to become very crucial that you have a foundation upon which to build. So, 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes a day is the foundation of mastery. 5 minutes a day. So if you are ready to completely assume responsibility for having been created in the image of God, and that therefore you are an eternal creator, begin right now to utilize some time each day without letting the day go by in which you sit with yourself. Sit with yourself, not with your mate, not with your parents, not with the television, not with your favorite sports team, not with your favorite actor, not with your favorite actress, not with your favorite religion, not with your favorite God or master or savior or even me. Sit with you. Sit with you. And when you sit with you, start by acknowledging that you are one with God. Sit with you and then acknowledge that you are one with your Creator. Understand that the very body that seems to have a heart within it, this body that's beating life for you, this body is the effect of decisions and choices you have made. Your body is just the effect of the decisions and choices that you've made. Your body is the effect of the decisions and the choices you've made. That the very chair that you're sitting on is the result of your attracting a web of relationships that is quite unique into your field of awareness called the physical universe. In other words, in this moment, right now, you are having an experience you have never had before, exactly like this one. Right now, you're having an experience that you never had before. Right now, you're having an experience that you never had before. This is exactly like this. You are sitting in the chair now. The event is completely neutral. That you all are sitting in these chairs right now is completely neutral. And nothing you are experiencing in your consciousness exists or is sourced by anything outside of yourself. Everything you're experiencing right now when you're sitting in these chairs, it's totally being created by you right now. Nothing outside of yourself is creating this moment that you're having right now. Nothing outside of yourself. So give yourself 5 minutes to practice choosing how you will experience sitting in a chair. Okay. All right, close your eyes, please. Let's do it. 5 whole minutes. I think we're up to it. What about you, gang? Y'all think we're up to 5 minutes after 10 years of study? I think we can do it?
We can do it.
Now, this is great, because if you want to drift off and let your mind go somewhere else and think about tomorrow, you can do it and nobody will ever know. So feel free to let your mind wander as much as you would like. And those of you who choose to do something different, then let's do that. Okay? So close your eyes. So I want you to experience how you're sitting in the chair right now. Just experience how you're sitting in the chair right now. What you're feeling sitting in the chair right now. Now, are you sitting in this chair with a mind full of worry? Are you sitting in this chair worrying about something? Are you sitting in this chair concerned about something? Are you sitting in the chair concerned about something? Have you been worrying about something? Or is your mind full of peace right now? Are you really enjoying this? Being in this awesome mystery, sitting on this field of energy called a chair? Or are you concerned or worried about something right now? Now, a mind thinking of all the things it could be doing, if you have a mind that's thinking of everything it could be doing, or do you have a mind that's marveling at how the weight of a body feels pressed against the seat of a chair? Why don't you marvel at what it feels like to have your butt in the chair? Just feel it. Just feel your butt in the chair. Feel yourself in the chair. Are you marveling at how the weight of your body feels pressed against the chair? Or are you sitting up here right now thinking about what you could be doing? A mind that creates tension in the way the breath flows through the body. Are you feeling a lot of tension right now? Or are you a mind that's creating ease and comfort? So 5 minutes of practicing sitting in a chair, seeing yourself as the infinite creator of exactly what you are experiencing in your emotional field. Just that. You might even want to play with what it would feel like to sit in the chair as a Christ-like being. A being of love and light. That's what a Christ-like being is. What would it be like to sit in the chair and tell yourself you are light? That you are light. That you're not just a body, you're actually light. You are light, L-I-G-H-T, light. What would that feel like? What would that feel like? To just sit up here and go, I am love. That's what I am. I am the light. I am love. The light is in me. God is within me. Truth is within me. I will let you choose whether or not you would like to experience it. 5 minutes each day. Do it without fail. Be with yourself. Decide how you will experience now. For you see, the you that sits down in the chair, with whatever is going on in your consciousness, whatever feelings you're having throughout your body, whatever is going on in your primary relationship, how the food is being digested in your body, all of it, the whole realm of your experience is the effect of how you have been 1,000,000 times when you have sat down to be with yourself in 1,000 different chairs. So utilize this process right now of sitting down in a chair. Use it as a symbol. Use sitting down in a chair as a symbol of you preparing your mind for the dropping of a new pebble of thought into your mind, out of which will reverberate the vibrations and ripples that will come back to you. It's much easier to send ripples out. It's much easier to experience ripples when they come back in a blissful way. When you let it come back in a way that brings you peace, joy, fun, laughter, play, and unlimitedness. Let your ripples come back in a way that bring you peace, joy, fun, laughter, play, and unlimitedness. Let your ripples come back in a way that brings you peace, joy, fun, laughter, play, unlimitedness. Peace, joy, fun, laughter, play, and unlimitedness. Peace, fun, joy, laughter, play, unlimitedness. Let your ripples come back as joy, fun, peace, laughter, play. Peace, joy, fun, laughter, play, unlimitedness. 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 Peace, joy, fun, laughter, play, 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 laughter, laughter, fun, fun, peace, joy, fun, laughter, play, unlimitedness. Peace, joy, fun, laughter, play, unlimitedness. Peace, joy, fun, laughter, play, unlimitedness. Let it come back in a peaceful, blissful way. Let your ripples of thought come back in a blissful way. A way that brings you peace, joy, fun, laughter, play. Let it come back in a way that brings you peace, joy, fun, laughter, play. I welcome peace, joy, fun, laughter, play. I welcome peace, joy, fun, laughter, play. I welcome peace, joy, fun, laughter, play. I invite Peace, joy, fun, laughter, play, I invite. Peace, joy, fun, laughter, play, I invite. Peace, joy, fun, laughter, play, unlimitedness. Focus on that instead of having to constantly butt your head against something that you would rather transmute or run away from. Just 5 minutes is all it takes to create whatever experience you want. Just 5 minutes. Be with you for 5 minutes. 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 Okay, my companions, let's acknowledge us.
Thank you.
For letting us hear it. All right. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You know, so we're going to do the financial expression of appreciation. Thank you for sharing. Do the class on a free will donation basis so that no one can not attend because of any financial considerations. I want everybody to be able to come to my classes at any time. Those of you on the internet, if you'd like to make a financial expression of appreciation, you can go to earlpurdy.com and do it on my website. And I'm available for one-on-one sessions called Clarity Sessions, where we can clear up whatever is going on in your life and give you another way to look at it. And we use astrology and numerology also, if you're open to it, as well as the Way of Mastery, Course in Miracles, and everything else that I've studied in the last 40 years. So go to my website, it explains everything about it, and I can do it over Skype, over the phone, or in person if you're local. But it's been so gratifying. So I want to thank everybody that I've been hearing from online. And I want to thank the Creator for sustaining me and taking care of me. And I want to thank the channels that have been willing to be used in a way that allows me to continue to do what I do. So I'm just full of gratitude. I thank my Creator for His gifts to me. Thank my Creator for His gifts to me. Sunday, 1 o'clock is the Course in Miracles class. So, I and my Creator are one. It's a beautiful day. I've manifested a physical form sitting in a chair in a corner of one little tiny dimension of creation. It's so awesome. I said it again. I and my Creator one. It's a beautiful day. I manifested a physical form sitting in a chair in a corner of one little tiny dimension of creation. How amazing this moment is. I think I'll just sit here and feel the heart beating in the body. I think I'll just sit here and feel the breath that's just flowing through the body. And then there's a sound of a bird. I think I'm glad I called that to myself too. What beautiful thoughts can I think about you right now? Who can I send love to without lifting a finger? I am unlimited forever. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. You are free.
I'm free.
You are free.
I'm free.
You are free. You're unlimited forever. So do you think you would like to have that kind of experience for 5 minutes? He says, well, why not begin today? Why not just start right now?
Right now.
Okay. Thank you for coming, Holy Spirit. I appreciate your blessing in my life. And let's see if we can put some super duper incredible, really cool ripples out there. I am unlimited forever. I am free. I am free. We'll get an I am free for 1 minute. Can we do that? Let's say it. I am free. 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 All right. Put it out there. Woo! You're such a blessing. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you for coming and listening to this with me tonight. Check your radio.